Okay, it's probably too early to call this a relegation six-pointer, but it's certainly a battle towards the bottom of the table. We're delighted to be joining Aaron and Andrew as we preview Watford against Sheffield Wednesday. Good evening to you both.
Good evening.
Evening, Matt.
Okay, Aaron, let's talk Watford first. Let's go through the Cardiff game first of all then. Talk us through it.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't get to the game. I was on my way to the game, and I got stuck on a train at Cheltenham as it got cancelled due to some signal fault or something. So yeah, glad to not make it because we actually got a point. Um, yeah, by the sounds of it, we were sort of the Watford we have been of recent in the first half. Gave away a sloppy goal, but the second half seemed like we were the more dominant team. I have watched a bit of the highlights. The goal we did get was slightly fortunate, but I'd put it down to some good pressing. But Bio managed to push the keeper into making a dodgy pass and sort of just rolled it into the net. And he almost missed that. He a roll into the open goal.
Typical Bio, but yeah, we'll take the point.
Since you beat Birmingham, you set you off into I think 8th place, but since then it's been really sporadic, hasn't it? Lost draw, lost draw, lost draw. When comes the point when Watford fans are saying we lost Pedro and we lost Sarr, but got to get over that, and we've got to get a strike force that's going to score some goals? Is there a hangover from those two being so goal thirsty last year? And what is it about this Watford side that means you're not prolific as you were previously?
No, definitely. We haven't really had a prolific number 9 since Deeney and Ighalo, really. I think since Deeney sort of regressed and we got rid of him and we sold Ighalo back in 2018 January, we've really struggled to recruit for the striker position, and we're still seeing that problem now. We brought in Rajovic, who got off to a flying start and has then sort of stagnated a little bit. He's very much a target man striker and a bit of a poacher. And then we have Bio, who had a horrible season last season. And it's the fact that we loaned him out in January. He's come back and Valerian tried to put his faith in him, but it's not really materialised for him still. He's our top scorer, but he's only got 4 goals. And you'd like to get your good recruitment, like your big recruitment done in the summer and save January to add little bits in. But I think we're going to need a massive January window. And we're a mess at the moment with recruitment. Obviously, like I said, we didn't really spend much in the summer. And then we had this whole new recruitment team brought in. We had a guy brought in from Eintracht Frankfurt who had recruited their squad that got them the Europa League. So we brought this guy in and we thought, oh, do you know what? We might be going in a different direction. We might see a real change in the kind of players we bring in and sort of build a new squad. Well, actually, in true Watford fashion, if you're not going to sack the manager, you sack someone else in the international break. So we've actually just sacked him and gone back to our old recruitment team. So I think this January is now full of uncertainty. If we're still lounging around at the bottom of the table come January and we're putting our faith in the old recruitment team that's failed in the past few seasons, I think we have a lot to be worried about right now.
Yeah, and added to that, do you worry that you've got obviously a new manager now in his first game at Sheffield Wednesday coming to your stadium? It's a team you've done quite well against in recent outings. You've not lost in 5 games against them. But to what extent is there concern that this is perhaps a different Sheffield Wednesday that you could have played 2 weeks ago?
Oh yeah, no, this is standard Watford. It's and not just that. Our fixture. So we've got Swansea after them, and then we've got Millwall, who've also just sacked their manager. So it's just typical Watford that we have to play these teams once they've actually decided to make a change. I am actually quite nervous for Saturday. I think if we do lose that, which like I say, it would be so Watford to give a team their first win at home. I think it could really take a turn for the worst amongst the fan base.
Right. Let's cross over then to Yorkshire. Andrew, welcome to Terry's Talk. We're delighted to have a Owls fan come and talk about the team.
I'm not in Yorkshire. So just to correct you, I'm actually in West London. I'm one of the original London Owls. We have a very large following based in London.
Not far to go for the game on Saturday then. Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
I know Watford very well because I used to manage the British Airways Watford office. I used to sort out the airline tickets for Elton John when he was chairman there, and also their players back in the 80s. So I used to get free tickets into the director's box on Wednesday played there back in those days. But to please the Watford guy there, we were always on a hiding down there. I saw us lose 3-0 there. I saw us lose 4-0 there. So I'm not a happy bunny when I go to Watford usually.
Let's preview whether you're going to be any happier this year. It sounds like you've got some stories to tell there, Andrew. We'll catch.
Yeah.
It's a whole different podcast. It sounds like. All right, tell us about your new manager then. What do you know about him?
Well, we know nothing about him. He's the youngest manager in the whole football league, Danny Rohl. We're just hoping that he can deliver. He's 34. He's going in at the sort of sharp end straight away. You know, we've got. Who knows? We were expecting big things from Panic at the Xisco, as I called him. Panic at the Xisco didn't deliver. 12 matches, no wins. So hopefully it's going to be lucky 13, not unlucky 13 for our 13th match this season. We couldn't even beat Stockport or Mansfield in the League Cup. We got sort of plundered by Stockport on penalties, lost to Mansfield in the league. Well, you know, it's been a mess, total mess. You know, we could have got our first win. Perhaps that would have given the Watford guy less nerves for this Saturday if we could have beaten Huddersfield at home last Saturday. But we couldn't even do that. And so the writing was on the wall for Xisco there. He had to go. I'm hopeful that this Danny Rohl can deliver. He's not going to have a new package to play with. He's going to have to rely on the same players. Can they deliver? It's a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde setup in as much as last year we proved we could actually beat teams even a league above us. You know, Southampton, we gave them a good run for their money. We beat Newcastle. And players like Windass and Gregory and Smith could score goals and they deliver. But this season, they haven't been scoring at all. And I don't know if they've lost their touch or just... Who knows if Xisco's tactics haven't been working, haven't been getting the service, or the build-up's not been as good as it was last year when it's mattered most. Who knows?
Just put into context for us, Andrew, because you've watched Wednesday all your life. How bad has this current run been compared to previous years when Wednesday have not had it good?
Oh, no, this is the worst of all time. I've followed Wednesday. My first season, given my age right now, was 1961. We finished second to Spurs in the league. Last time Spurs were champions. And even then, Wednesday blew. I knew I was on hiding to nothing following Sheffield Wednesday. Even then, we only won one of our last 7 games that season, handed the title to Spurs. Only Wednesday had been 2-0 up in the FA Cup final, second half, in 66 and lose 3-2 to Everton. Only Wednesday can be doing this. Only Wednesday can lose an FA Cup final in the 122nd minute when it should have gone to penalties in 1993 against Arsenal. You know, only Wednesday. So, yeah, I won't hold my breath. I'm just hoping that we can sort of start turning this corner. Watford are hopefully going to be on the receiving end. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for us and hope that Danny Rohl's the man who's going to deliver. And somehow, I don't care who scores, but somebody's got to score somewhere. I'm hoping Barry Bannon comes back. He's the only guy who's prepared to shoot from distance, in fairness. That's the other thing. They seem to be shot shy. No one's prepared to have a shot. They seem to want to sort of work the way into the ball into the box every time before they shoot. And that's very dangerous. You're not going to score too many goals doing it that way each time. Not in that league anyway.
Right, so you've gone for a 1-0 win, Andrew. Let's go to you, Aaron, then. Score prediction?
I'm going to have an optimistic prediction. I'm going to hope that they've taken this international break and they've been on that training pitch and they've sorted it out. And I'm going to say 2-0. But if I was a betting man, do not touch Watford on your accas this weekend.
I think we've learned from this podcast in the last 2 months, don't touch Watford. You cannot predict what's going to turn up. Listen, it's going to be a fascinating game. Thank you so much for both of you previewing it. We'll catch you next week. Well, at least one of you will be further ahead.
Might end up in a draw. Might end up in a draw. Yeah.
All right. Thank you both. Cheers. See you soon.
Cheers.